In the last chapter, we saw Iona, Piu, and the Black Rabbit returning from the trial. Everyone was dejected, especially the Rabbit Princess, and nothing seemed to cheer her up. Suddenly, a bunch of drunk minotaurs appeared in front of them, followed by Theo, who told them about the Harvest Festival of Abundance. At the same time, Sejun learned about Cecilia, the tower farmer of the Golden Tower, and how she prepared everything that the raccoons sold. Sejun asked the raccoons to act as mediators and get some rice seeds from Cecilia, and they agreed to do that but told him that they could only come back during the next harvest festival. Suddenly, the giant carrot altar started glowing, signaling the start of the first event, which was the carrot harvesting competition. Everyone was excited about that, but Sejun and the father rabbit were soon at a loss of words as the minotaurs began swimming through the field to harvest all the carrots quickly. Kuang took inspiration from them and used his power to pluck a lot of carrots at once, and one of them hit Iona in the head. She was furious, but when she saw Piu laughing about it, she decided to join the competition and used her magic to harvest all the carrots at once. At the same time, in the administrator space, Kaiser cast a spell on Eileen to let her access her polymorph, and she turned into a humanoid so that she could go and meet Sejun. Meanwhile, in the headquarters of the Wandering Merchant Association, the chief of the Secret Inspection Bureau meets Zerath's father to inform him of some very serious developments that the fox finds hard to believe. The chief of the Wandering Merchant Association, Mason, starts trembling and drops his glass as he hears that the deputy director of the Secret Inspection Bureau was murdered. The director of the Inspection Bureau affirms, saying that they found his dead body at a garbage dump in the slum district in the Passageway Village. Mason gets terrified on hearing this, but not for the death of the corrupt deputy director, but because he is the father of Zerath, who has been missing ever since the trial ended. Mason asks the Inspection Bureau director if it is possible that the disappearance of Zerath is related to this incident, and he replies that they don't have any proof about that. However, it is a fact that they have not found Zerath, who went missing around the same time as the murder. The chief decides to not hold back on his doubts and tells Mason that Zerath always insisted that they must thoroughly investigate Greed, and even during the recent trial, he protested against the decision to let him go free. And right as the trial ended and Greed returned to the 55th floor, Zerath went missing. The director says that his intuition says that Zerath's disappearance as well as the murder of the deputy director can both be connected to Greed. This makes Mason worried about his son and pissed that he trusted Greed all this time. He immediately orders Director Vega to summon the leaders of the Mercenary Association and the Magic Tower, because they need to have a very important discussion regarding the threats that the tower faces from within. At the same time, on the 99th floor, Iona decides to hand over the reward for winning the carrot harvesting competition to Sejun. He is taken aback by her gesture and asks if she is sure because the prize must be really special. However, Iona has no doubt in her mind that Sejun should have it, and quite ironically, the prize for the carrot harvesting competition is a carrot too. Sejun asks Iona again if she is sure about giving it to him, because she won it, and she replies that he needs it more than her. Well, Sejun agrees to take the carrot and thanks her, and Iona laughs, knowing that she dodged a bullet with this generous act. As Sejun reads the information window of the carrot, he finds that it is called the Agility Carrot, infused with magic power. It has been exposed to strong magic power for a long time, and that has given it some special powers. However, it was grown by a clumsy farmer who doesn't even know the basics of farming, and that is why it tastes awful. However, its effects are the real deal, and it increases agility by 1 point permanently on eating. It has been grown by Ophelia, the tower farmer of the Green Tower, and the shelf life of the C+ grade carrot is 100 years. Well, the carrot doesn't look healthy like the ones Sejun grows, but he is more curious about Ophelia. He thinks that if the Green Tower also has a tower farmer, just like the Golden Tower, then every tower should have a tower farmer. Meanwhile, Kuang and the father rabbit are drooling on seeing the carrot, and Sejun asks them if they want to eat it together. Well, They don't have any reason to refuse, at least initially. As soon as they sniff the carrot and a dreadful stench fills their noses, they are horrified and disgusted and immediately change their opinion. Queng begins spitting the bad odor out of his mouth, while Father Rabbit tells Sejun that something so precious should be eaten by him alone. Sejun is nervous because he can clearly see their faces twisting and twitching, and Queng turns around to hide his face. He tells Sejun that since he is so weak, he should eat the entire carrot himself and become stronger. Piu Piu, on the other hand, is genuinely excited and tells Sejun that it is a reward from the legendary harvest festival of the Red Ribbon Kingdom, so it is definitely going to be amazing. Well, Sejun can't ignore the gleam in the eyes of the princess and her sincerity, and he decides to eat the carrot just for her. He closes his eyes and takes a bite of the carrot, expecting something bad, but it is much, much worse. Sejun feels black smoke coming out of his mouth because the carrot tastes so bad. He wants to throw up the horrible tasting piece of nightmare stuff, but Queng tells him not to throw up yet because he should eat the full carrot to get the full stats from it. Sejun struggles to not curse out loud in front of everyone and wonders how anything, and a carrot at that, can taste so bad. He wonders what kind of radioactive fertilizer is needed to make something so bitter, but he decides to power through and finish the whole thing. Sejun eats the entire carrot, and as a result, his agility increases by 1 permanently. Well, our tower farmer is in no mood to celebrate this improvement because his mouth and stomach feel like hell. He begins throwing shade at Ophelia, saying that she is not good at her job and maybe she should be something else rather than a tower farmer. Queng praises him like parents praise their kids when they finish their medicine, saying that he did a really great job by finishing that foul-smelling carrot. Sejun tells him and Father Rabbit that they are the ones who pressured him to eat it. Anyway, he starts craving something delicious after eating something so horrible, and from my experience, he should first brush and rinse his mouth, or the next thing will taste just as bad. Suddenly, the giant carrot altar starts glowing again, and a red light illuminates everything around it. The tower system announces that soon the second event of the Harvest Festival of Abundance will be organized, and it is following the theme of the first event. The second event will be a carrot-eating competition, and everyone is called to the carrot altar to take part in it. Everyone is excited for the second competition, and once they reach the giant carrot altar, they find freshly harvested carrots in huge baskets. Sejun wonders how many carrots there are when the system tells him that there are 5,000 carrots here, which is the same number of carrots that were harvested in the competition earlier. However, he immediately realizes that there is no scope for him to win this competition, because they have got some pretty serious heavyweight candidates. He turns around to see the Minotaur King excited and laughing because this time he is confident that the Minotaurs will reign supreme. His followers cheer him on, and the confident Minotaur King points at Iona, saying that earlier, the tiny creature won using magic, but she can't cheat in the second competition. He pokes fun at her, saying that she is too small to even eat a full carrot, and Iona gets pissed at that. She yells at the Minotaur King, telling him not to call her tiny and that he should heed her advice unless he wants to become roast beef. Theo asks Iona if she doesn't have a magic spell that will give her an infinite appetite to eat all the carrots, and she tells him that it is impossible. The Minotaurs are confident that if no one cheats, their king will surely win, and the Minotaur King starts posing like he has already won. Well, he forgot that there was another serious contender, and soon the other Minotaurs are shocked to see their rival, Queng's mom. She stares at the giant carrot with her usual grumpy face, and even the Minotaur King is surprised to see her. The mama bear turns towards Sejun, asking if he prepared this event because she has been hearing loud noises from this place for quite some time now. Sejun tells her that they prepared it together, and in the background the raccoons are terrified of the giant bear, and I am beginning to pity them now. Well, Queng is happy that his mom is here, and he hits the Minotaurs with his equivalent of "my dad can beat yours" by saying that when his mom steps in, the game gets over in an instant. Turns out she is not the only one, and with a bright flash of light, the king of jewel frogs, Garen, also appears in his true size. He tells Mama Bear that they couldn't fight earlier, and he wants to compete with her like this. And the Minotaur King is shocked to see another gigantic creature appear to compete with him. Sejun humbly admits that he has no place at the table where titans dine, and he decides to sit out of the contest. Theo agrees with him, but Queng is different, and he decides to take part in the carrot-eating contest just for the love of the game and also for eating lots of carrots. Soon, the giant carrot altar begins to glow green, signaling the beginning of the competition, and the three giants rush to fill their bellies with delicious carrots. The Minotaur King grabs carrots by the fistful and shoves them into his mouth, and his underlings are really proud of him. They cheer him on, telling him that he will surely win the competition, but their excitement vanishes when they see the other two titans in action. Queng's mom is emptying entire baskets into her mouth in one go, while Garen has a tongue designed specifically to grab a huge amount of food and ingest it at once. The Minotaurs start worrying about their king at this rate, and it turns out he can't even compete fully because of an accident. Because of eating hastily, some carrots get stuck in his throat, and he starts choking on them. He coughs and asks for water, but Mama Bear and Garen don't suffer from the same fate because their mouths are wider, and they continue munching the carrots. Meanwhile, Queng is in his baby form, and he is having the time of his life, eating the carrots one by one, and Sejun is proud of his baby bear. The raccoons resume their cheering and dancing, but the Minotaur King is still coughing while his underlings are supporting him. Well, the competition continues until the carrots run out or the competitors get full, and I am pretty sure it is always going to be the former. Mama Bear and Garen are looking like beanbags after eating too much, although you can argue that Garen was always more spherical than the rest of the group. The poor Minotaur King, on the other hand, couldn't take part in the competition properly, and he lay on the ground, dejected that there weren't enough carrots for him to feed on. The tower system announces the list of winners, and Mama Bear comes first after eating 2,100 carrots. Garen is a close second with 1993 carrots, and the third place is a huge surprise that is going to be revealed in a bit. Sejun claps for the Mama Bear and Garen, but when he sees the name of the third place holder, his jaw drops in shock. It is the man, the myth, the legend, the chonkiest of them all, the cart rabbit who has come third after eating 180 carrots. Everyone is shocked to see that the cart rabbit ate 180 carrots while no one was paying any attention. And Theo wants to know where all those carrots went because his total body weight won't be more than 10 carrots max. Well, as I say, there is a reason the cart rabbit is so chonky despite eating things that dissolve fat, which suggests that he is made of pure muscle and hunger. The Minotaur King is in shambles now that he has once again lost to a small creature, and that is the highlight of the day for Iona, who proudly brags and tells him to not look down on tiny creatures. After that, the tower distributes a special reward to the winner of the competition, and a glowing orb appears on Mama Bear's hand. Everyone is eager to see what will come out of the glowing light, but when the light fades and the actual reward appears, the Mama Bear is disappointed and appalled. Sejun asks her what she is so shocked about, and she immediately yeets it towards Sejun. He panics because normally, a thing thrown by a huge monster with their full strength would blow him to bits. And even Theo panics, because even though a cat has 9 lives, he is going to lose 5 with that attack. Sejun panics and uses his hand to shield himself, but there is no better defense than plot armor that slows down the object enough for Sejun to catch it without any impact. However, as he looks at the dirty greenish-yellow ball that is emitting a foul stench, he wonders what exactly it is. That's all for this video. And though a lot of interesting things happened, I am low-key disappointed because we didn't get humanoid Aileen. However, apart from that, it was fun to see the chonky rabbit beating the king of minotaurs, and now we need to wait for the next video to find out what exactly is the prize for the carrot eating contest. Till then, stay tuned and check out the other videos on our channel.